Today is a sad day for college football traditionalists like myself. As many of you, I'm sure, already know, USC and UCLA are on their way to the Big Ten in 2024. And this video is pretty much just going to break down why we're here and where we're going, coming from the perspective of someone who currently attends one of the institutions on their way to the Big Ten and who is an alumni of another institution who was kind of left in the water, still in the Pac-12 with an unsure future of what's going to happen next. I think at the end of the day, we all know what the number one reason for why this move is being made. It comes down to money. It's the same reason that Texas and Oklahoma are going from the Big 12 over to the SEC in the next upcoming years. The Big Ten is about to sign a massive TV rights deal that is going to blow whatever the Pac-12 would have signed out of the water. And that number is just going to be pushed to a new level with the incoming programs of USC and UCLA, especially USC. We know the power that USC has as a college football blue blood. So why are we here beyond the obvious financial reasons? And it all starts with leadership. And that starts at the very top with the NCAA and the complete lack of just somebody looking out for the good of college football and college athletics as a whole. Right now, we have these big conferences and power programs pretty much just bending everybody else to their will with no regulations. We see that with this conference realignment. We see that with the Wild West, that is the transfer portal, and with the complete just disarray of how NIL has been handled. Then when you go to the Pac-12, just a complete lack of incompetence. I mean, a lot of blame has to be put on former Commissioner Larry Scott and how he negotiated the current media rights deal for the Pac-12 that just doesn't really look out for the well-being of the member institutions. The exposure that they're getting is just not nearly on the level of these other conferences. And that's a big thing for a lot of these programs. Other conferences are going to take better care of them. And the complete lack of proactivity from the conference as well. I mean, when Texas and Oklahoma jumped ship from the Big 12 over to the SEC, what did the Pac-12 do? Oh, we're not looking to add to our conference right now. We're very comfortable with where we are. Are you comfortable now? Guarantee you you're not. The Big 12 was vulnerable in the same exact state that the Pac-12 is in right now. They should have gone out and tried to recruit the likes of Oklahoma, of Baylor, of Texas Tech to try and entice their power programs still in the Pac-12 of staying and being like, you know what, we can be the conference for you. We will look out for you and your interests. They didn't do it. And look at where it left them. And it's just kind of leading us into and pushing us into the inevitability of super conferences. I tweeted out earlier today that the era of super conferences are officially here. We are seeing the pro model pretty much just coming. In all professional sports here in this country, we have the two conferences, AFC, NFC, National League, American League. And that's where college football is heading, with the SEC and the Big Ten being those two power conferences. And I think it'd be foolish to think that this whole thing is done. And it's not, because I can guarantee you that there are other programs within the Pac-12 that are on the phones with Kevin Warren of the Big Ten right now. The likes of Oregon, Arizona State, and Washington are going to be hot commodities for these other programs. They're going to be making moves, whether it's recruiting people to the Pac-12 or jumping to other conferences and continuing the push and the movement towards the pro model. Obviously, we're in a new era of college football and the world for that matter. But it's just kind of disappointing, because when you hear players talk, or former players talk about, their time back playing college football, the experience was a huge part of it. Playing in bowl games mattered. It wasn't just about winning the national championship. There are so many other programs out there that had different things going for them. Massive rivalry games, upsets, and hopefully we can preserve as much of that as we can in this new super conference era. I think there's going to be some instability for a couple of years, but hopefully everything stabilizes. And there's more to come. Like I said, programs like Arizona State, programs like Oklahoma State, like Oregon, like Washington, Stanford, Kansas State, Kansas. We're going to see things happen. Even look to the ACC, like the likes of Florida State, Miami, Clemson. This is only the beginning. It's a how do I put this? I don't know why I'm completely blanking on the term. A snowball effect. Oh, losing my mind today, but it's going to be a snowball effect, and we're already into it, and there's no way to stop it. So we're all along for the ride, and hopefully the things we love about college football aren't lost. So yeah, that's just my eyes on this whole situation for what it's worth. Have a good one.